and the title of my WebQuest is Healthcare Reform. I chose this topic about healthcare reform for my WebQuest because I believe that it is an important current event and genuine issue that should be researched and critiqued by students. The target audience for this WebQuest is high school students grades 11 and 12, preferably for students in a government and/or politics class. This lesson can also be translated and used for a high school high-level foreign language class like Spanish 5. So basically, this WebQuest asks students to use their knowledge about government, legislature, and healthcare reform to evaluate the United States Affordable Care Act, healthcare system, and the healthcare system of a foreign country. Students will become politicians and work in pairs in order to create changes to 4 of the sections of the United States healthcare system. Students will know the latest about healthcare reform in the United States and in a foreign country. Students will understand how healthcare is provided in the United States and a foreign country. Students will be able to implement their findings in designing changes to the healthcare system in the United States. So, this is the introduction to the WebQuest. And in the task, students will work in pairs, and you and your teammate are now in charge of assessing the United States Affordable Care Act and healthcare system. Use your knowledge of private and public healthcare laws in the United States and from around the world to support your findings. Obviously, there are no right or wrong answers, but every resolution must be supported. So for team member 1, that team member will research the Affordable Care Act and the United States healthcare system. There's a video about the Affordable Care Act here, and there are other videos from YouTube listed here. The team member 2 will research one of the following foreign countries' healthcare systems. There's specific information at the Commonwealth Fund, which is where the healthcare systems are listed out, and that's where the students will choose 4 of those sections and they will change them. But if they want more information, for example, Australia, they can go directly to their page about their healthcare plan and research it from there. So team members 1 and 2 will research the differences between the United States and the foreign country in the international profile of healthcare systems, which is at the Commonwealth Fund. And that is in the process. So in the process, students are asked to think about these different questions while researching. They're listed right here. So they're going to research, team member 1 will research the United States healthcare system, and team member 2 will research a foreign country's healthcare system. Now, both of them together are required to research their country's healthcare system in the Commonwealth Fund report. Now, this report, it lists the healthcare systems for several different countries and different statistics about each country. So if we go down to the United States, here are the different questions. What is the role of government? Who is covered? What is covered? Each country has these questions and what the country's healthcare system actually is. So what I'm asking the students to do in this WebQuest is to choose 4 of these questions, 4 of these sections, and change them. Change them however they want to. They can be like the foreign country that they chose to compare, or they can be completely different. And there's different worksheets that the students can use to compare. And then there's another worksheet that they can choose the different sections and questions and what changes they're proposing. Then the students will work together and collaborate, and they are going to write a paper together. And here is basic instructions about the paper, which is also in the evaluation. The evaluation has the rubric, so there should be an introduction, at least 4 body paragraphs, and the conclusion. Students will have to answer these questions, and they will have to write their findings and their new developed healthcare system reforms and proposals in their 4 body paragraphs. And obviously the conclusion is restating their main points They'll also be graded on format and originality, and they will need to support their proposals with at least 2 different sources. So, and the sources are in the task. There are several sources for the students to use for different countries and for the United States. So, in conclusion, now that you have done your research on the United States healthcare system, the Affordable Care Act, and a foreign country's healthcare system, how does the United States level up to the rest of the world? Is the healthcare system in the foreign country you chose different than the one in the United States? Is it better or is it worse? What is your stance? Finally, how does your team propose to make the United States healthcare system better? What proposed changes to the system did you make? And that is what they will have in their paper, and that is what they will present. The credits include the different images that I used for each section of the WebQuest, the audience, also links and permissions. And that is all. Thank you very much.